Have you ever wondered how the life of one of England's most iconic queens began? Elizabeth, born on a September day in 1533, was the child of King Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Her birth was not just a royal event, but a key moment in English history, marking the commencement of the turbulent Tudor dynasty. Young Elizabeth was born into a world of power struggles and political intrigue, a world where her very lineage placed her at the heart of it all. Her father, King Henry VIII, was a figure larger than life, infamous for his 6 marriages and his break from the Catholic Church. Her mother, Anne Boleyn, was a woman of ambition, known for her wit and charm, and eventually her tragic end. In this era of shifting alliances and relentless power plays, Elizabeth's story began. Thus, under the shadow of political turmoil, the journey of England's future queen began. From a turbulent childhood to the throne of England, how did Elizabeth's journey unfold? After years of turmoil and uncertainty, the death of Queen Mary I on November 17, 1558, led to a significant shift in the English monarchy. The crown passed to her half-sister Elizabeth. Aged just 25, Elizabeth ascended to the throne, marking the beginning of a new era in English history. Elizabeth's reign, often referred to as the Elizabethan era, was to last 4.5 decades. It was a time that would see England transform under her leadership from a nation fraught with religious and political tension into a prosperous and influential power. Elizabeth's ascension was more than just a change of monarch. It was the start of a new chapter in the story of England, a chapter that would be characterized by remarkable achievements and stability. So, at the age of 25, Elizabeth began her 45-year-long reign, marking the start of the Elizabethan era. Religious conflicts were rampant during Elizabeth's reign, so how did she handle them? To fully appreciate the landscape of Elizabethan England, we need to understand the religious tensions that were simmering at the time. Elizabeth ascended to the throne during a period of intense religious conflict. The kingdom was torn between Catholicism, favored by her half-sister Mary, and Protestantism, which was gaining momentum across Europe. Elizabeth herself was raised Protestant, but she was a pragmatist at heart. She understood that to rule successfully, she needed to unify her subjects under one church, regardless of their individual beliefs. Thus, she sought a middle ground, a strategy that would come to be known as the Elizabethan religious settlement. In 1559, just a year into her reign, Elizabeth introduced a series of laws aimed at establishing religious compromise. The Act of Supremacy reasserted the monarch's position as the supreme governor of the Church of England, effectively making the Church a Protestant institution. However, Elizabeth was careful to avoid the more radical aspects of Protestantism, favoring instead a moderate approach. To appease Catholics, the Act of Uniformity was introduced, establishing a standard form of worship. This allowed some traditional Catholic practices to continue within the Church of England. The Book of Common Prayer, a central feature of Anglican worship, was revised to be acceptable to both Protestants and Catholics. Elizabeth's religious settlement was a masterstroke of diplomacy. It was a delicate balancing act, designed to minimize conflict and promote unity. It wasn't perfect, and it didn't end religious tensions overnight. There were still conspiracies and plots, rebellions and recusants, but it provided a foundation for religious coexistence, a middle way that allowed for a significant level of stability. This stability, achieved through the religious settlement, was a cornerstone of Elizabeth's reign. It allowed her to focus on other aspects of governance, leading to the rich cultural flourishing that characterized the Elizabethan era. Elizabeth's tactful handling of religious conflicts brought a significant level of stability to her kingdom. What were some of the remarkable achievements during Elizabeth's reign, you might ask? Well, let's delve into the year 1588, a year that marked a significant triumph for Elizabeth's England, the defeat of the Spanish Armada. This was no small feat. The Spanish Armada, a powerful fleet sent by King Philip II of Spain, was considered the greatest naval force of its time. However, under Elizabeth's rule, England was victorious, ensuring its naval dominance and reinforcing its global standing. This victory wasn't just a show of military might. It underscored Elizabeth's strategic leadership and the resilience of her people. It sent a clear message to the world. England was a force to be reckoned with, not just on land, but also at sea. This pivotal event was a turning point that placed England firmly on the path to becoming a global superpower. But Elizabeth's reign wasn't just about military victories. It was also a period of immense cultural flourishing. And what better way to showcase this than through the works of the era's literary giants? This was the time of William Shakespeare, the playwright who gave the world timeless classics like Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, and Macbeth. His tales of love, ambition, and human nature continued to resonate with audiences even today. Alongside Shakespeare, there was Christopher Marlowe, another influential playwright. Marlowe's works, such as Dr. Faustus, pushed the boundaries of Elizabethan drama and had a profound impact on the theatre of the time. This period also saw advancements in music and art, and a spirit of exploration that led to new discoveries and understanding. The Elizabethan era was a time of innovation and creativity, where culture and arts thrived, enriching the lives of the people and leaving a lasting legacy for future generations. Elizabeth's reign was not just about political and religious stability, but also about cultural flourishing and military victories. From the defeat of the Spanish Armada to the works of Shakespeare and Marlowe, this was truly a golden age in English history. What made Elizabeth's reign unique and memorable? This is a question that has sparked countless historical debates, but one of the most notable aspects of her rule was the relative political stability she managed to maintain in England. Elizabeth's political acumen was second to none. She was a shrewd ruler who knew how to navigate the treacherous waters of politics. She managed to keep her kingdom at peace, even in the face of religious conflicts and threats from powerful rivals. Her diplomacy was a key factor in this, as she was able to maintain a balance of power, both domestically and internationally, through careful negotiations and strategic alliances. Under her rule, England saw a period of economic growth and cultural flourishing, which was largely due to the stability she provided. Her reign was marked by a sense of security and prosperity that allowed the arts and sciences to thrive. Her political stability was not only beneficial for her kingdom, but also left a lasting impact on the course of English history. But Elizabeth's reign was also marked by a personal decision that made her stand out from other monarchs. Her decision to remain unmarried and childless. This earned her the title of the Virgin Queen. While this decision led to uncertainty about the succession, it also added to her mystique and made her a figure of intrigue and fascination. Elizabeth's decision not to marry was not just a personal choice, but a political strategy. By remaining single, she was able to maintain her independence and avoid the political complications that could arise from a marriage. She used her status as a single woman to her advantage, using the prospect of marriage as a diplomatic tool. Thus, even in her personal life, Elizabeth demonstrated her political savvy. So what made Elizabeth's reign unique and memorable? It was her remarkable political stability and her personal decision to remain the Virgin Queen. Her ability to maintain peace and prosperity in her kingdom, combined with her decision to remain unmarried, made her reign one of the most unique and memorable periods in English history. Elizabeth's reign was marked by her remarkable political stability and her personal decision to remain the Virgin Queen. How did the reign of Queen Elizabeth I come to an end, and what legacy did she leave behind? As the winter of 1603 approached, England bid farewell to its great monarch. On March 24th, Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, breathed her last. Her reign, which spanned 45 years, had been an era of relative peace, stability, and cultural flowering in England. But with her death came the question, who would succeed her? Having never married, and with no direct heir, Elizabeth's reluctance to name a successor had long caused uncertainty. But upon her death, the throne passed to James VI of Scotland, her first cousin twice removed. He became James III of England, marking the beginning of the Stuart dynasty and uniting the crowns of England and Scotland. But what of Elizabeth's legacy? What mark did she leave on England and its history? The Elizabethan era, as her reign is known, was a time of remarkable achievements. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 was a testament to England's naval might and diplomatic prowess. This victory under Elizabeth's rule secured England's dominant position on the global stage. Moreover, Elizabeth's reign was a golden age of culture. It gave birth to the works of literary greats like William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe. Their timeless masterpieces continue to captivate and inspire audiences worldwide. And let's not forget the Elizabethan religious settlement of 1559. This significant event established the Church of England as a moderate Protestant church, balancing Catholic and Protestant practices. This act of religious compromise brought a semblance of religious peace and stability to a kingdom once torn by religious conflict. Queen Elizabeth I, England's Virgin Queen, left a legacy that continues to shape the nation's history. Her reign, characterized by cultural flourishing, political stability, and military triumphs, serves as a testament to her leadership. Today, she is remembered as one of England's greatest monarchs, an iconic figure who left an indelible imprint on the course of English history.